Let us get the show on the road today.
But there are no roads in the plane of air.
You might be surprised. But welcome back, everyone. Last time, shit happened. Mostly you guys went and completed two separate side missions. One was opening a portal to the plane of air. The other one was freeing all the subservient people of the town.
People did a very good job of it.
Both were successful. Though S2 does smell a lot like ozone right now.
I one-rounded a demon and his weapon.
That was solid.
That was the most nat 20s I've rolled in what I'd say collectively than I have in like the past 6 months.
Sorry, the deck collector's here now.
Yep.
Please continue to carry on with this energy because we need it.
Yes,
Nope,
please.
not how I work.
Keep vibing. Do it.
The stars are no longer in alignment.
But I believe we have an open hole to the plane of air in our ritual room.
When we left up last time, in the ritual room of the tower, Rhea had just finished the kind of last incantation as she kind of pulled her hand back and forth ripped a solid hole to the plane of air, leaving of a static discharge covering herself, Amon, and Estufa, just dancing around them, refusing to go away.
Okay, everyone, you need to pee. Go now. Grab your stuff. If you have goggles, that'd be a very good time to go get them.
Hey, Mistutha?
Yes.
Are you sure you opened it to the right place?
Well, as we've said, attempting to navigate the boundaries of planes is just a very inaccurate sort of guessing game overall, so hopefully...
Well, because I see a lot of stone.
Stone?
The accuracy of a base plane shift spell is 500 miles.
Like, yeah, there's like a lot of carved stone.
I suppose as the foe quickly poke her head through the portal.
Azula pokes her head through. The building.
Decapitated instantly.
Closes the portal.
I mean, Rhea totally could right now. She could end concentration.
Please no. I was not expecting stone. If anything, I was expecting, like, I don't know, if there was a building here, like weird cloud stuff or whatever.
The spell is designed to try and locate some form of landmass. The physical structure it would have sent you to. Though I can't tell you what one.
Here's hoping it's not an evil temple.
We can't be that unlucky, can we?
It's giving me a very pointed glare. You're going to jinx it.
Isn't that your job?
I don't... Technically, yes, but I'm not in that skill.
You guys go take your bathroom breaks and make sure you get all your lunches. I think I'm going to... You think it'd be okay for me to go talk to whoever's on the side, make sure that they're not going to murder?
Half of us go get ready, the other half make sure Academy doesn't accidentally anger some, I don't know, ancient god.
Hey, they can't be...
Just suppose is a good question. Do people have rations? Should we get stuck?
Yeah, I don't have rations.
I mean, Reese does have an extremely large amount of food normally on Hestia, but...
I have 16. So assuming it's mostly just Team PC going, we're good for maybe like 2 days. At minimum. Because I'm assuming we're leaving, our friends who are not, aligned with flight behind.
I thought I was going to stay on this side of things.
We discussed last time that, everyone's going to have ability to move around in there. That wasn't going to be an issue because between Estuve and Rhea, they were going to summon a shit ton of phantom steeds that can fly.
Also, I prefer having you considering you target touch. And most things in here are probably going to be either, stupidly tanky in some way.
And you can cleave demons in twain, which is very impressive.
Yeah, but I'm just looking at the amount of force we're leaving behind, and it just doesn't look... I don't feel safe.
Around at the powerful witch that's been left behind, the giant tiger that's been left behind. the assassin who's left behind,
If you would like, I can leave Aspen and Hazel here.
the group of 6 guards left behind by the prince.
I forgot about them. Yeah, we're good.
Like, we'll probably be fine. Just, I don't know. We'll tell the prince not to, like, wander out, keep the doors locked up, keep a watch on top of the tower. We know there's been people attempting to get in, so just keep an eye out.
Why am I down on stamina but nothing else?
And I went for a run.
Guess so.
Some quick practice.
It's just lifting. It's fine.
Yeah, I believe. How long does Phantom State take to cast?
Not long.
10 minutes. I suppose I'll do that before we head in, though.
Rhea will also generate at least 1 casting worth. She doesn't have room for 2. She can do 2.
Hey, so we have 4 air-walkable horses.
Oh, good.
I
think
we're just... It doesn't hurt to have a spare in case we need, one dies. But if everyone's ready, shall we head on for?
Yeah.
2, 3, 4, 5. Shiva makes 6, Hestia makes 7. I'm going to assume we're not bringing Yuri because I have no idea how we'd fit her on the back of a horse.
Yuri cannot enter the plane of air. This is not a good idea.
Yeah.
Unless you suddenly get mutate companion and give Yuri wings, which frankly is unnecessary at this point. Have you seen how fast she is?
It's
Yes.
only necessary when she needs to fly. Goodbye, my 4th level spells.
Okay then. The group steps on through the portal. You appear to be in a very old temple. The place covered in dust. Looking around this old, decrepit building, you see little. There are no remaining windows left. What was here has been completely shattered. There is almost no signs of murals on the wall. The place has been looted and ransacked. The only thing to have been in here in a long time appears to be yourselves.
This is kind of sad.
Any signs of temples too?
You can try to figure it out. Religion.
Hestia, you're good at that, right? Let's see. I know I do have it.
What's a religion? I only follow the most paganist of gods.
Amaya does not recognize the iconography.
Hmm.
You probably should, Rose.
Can't believe nothing's moved in here. It's free real estate.
Which is quite lacking on the plane of air.
Hell, I'd move in here. Free house. I mean, admittedly, it's, decrepit as shit, but I can take a broom to it.
I mean,
Matches the owner.
Wow. Taking my
You
horses and leaving.
You literally do it to yourself every single day with that spell of yours.
Ultimate power.
Shiva thinks this place was once a temple to Raginori, the Duke of Thunder, the exiled elemental lord of good and wind. He has not been seen due to the elemental wars in millennia. Many millennia.
oh, this place is sad.
In retrospect, maybe moving into the temple of someone who could potentially still be around, maybe a bad idea.
I mean, you're keeping it warm for them. I mean, as long as they're willing to give it up as soon as they come back.
No.
Hello? Kedmi shouts out.
Oh, hello, hello, hello.
Kedmi's gonna listen. It's a lot of echo.
It's a very long main chamber.
She's gonna walk forward, sort of look down the main chamber. As she does so, there's a slight kind of weird physiological change that happens to Cadme. It seems like she doesn't really notice. As she's gonna cast bestow planar infusion on herself
Ooh.
to a plane of air. As her wings become kind of where they're normally very thick layer of leaves, they kind of dissipate slightly, permeable, and between them comes little wisps of energy that kind of fill in the gaps.
I imagine that might be useful here.
Uh,
Well, we
addition-
know.
Academy's gonna quickly take a little fly around to see if she can hear or see anything.
Flying around the temple, there's not a lot in here. It looks like the place has been completely ransacked. But why don't you make me a perception check?
During the time I was waiting for the ritual, I would have also cast See Beyond, as that was my 3rd level spell that I'm picking for today. So my perception is truly obscene now. Add
What did you sacrifice for See Beyond?
um
300 gold pieces.
yeah. It's sad, but I've already read them. It took me a really long time, but I'm gonna sacrifice my romance books. Oh, it's a shame.
That burns up.
I got those when I was level 3. Oh,
Was it really 300 gold worth for romance books?
no, but I spent a long time with them. I read all of them. I can also detect money if you would like.
Yeah, I don't think. I think at least you need to pay a little bit of the cost there with them as well.
Sure.
I don't see the romance books themselves having quite enough connection to the spell. Some.
Yeah. I don't know how much you want to count that they're worth, but I can also redact money off them if you'd like.
You can pay half the cost, and everything is going to be strangely rose tinted for you.
Yay! And now perception. Add 5 to this. Make sure I'm on the right spirit. 40. An additional plus 10 if the creature is incorporeal or invisible.
Yeah, searching the temple, this place looks long abandoned. Very little sign of anyone having been here. Pretty much at all. Except you do find one thing that stands out as being a bit different. You end up seeing, kind of in a pile of rubble, what appears to be a small bronze circular object.
Ooh. I'll flitter flap down to it.
You want to uncover it from the dust and dirt.
Mm-hmm.
This is what you find.
Oh. And blow it off. Give it a bit of a rub. Oh, this is nice. Mestusa!
Yeah.
First question, just by touching it, is it magic?
Yes.
I found a thing.
Is it evil?
No, it doesn't feel evil. I'm gonna identify it through perception.
You can try to. Well, you're not fully sure what this is, but you're fairly sure it's. I mean, I'm not really sure how I describe this in an academy way.
That's fair.
It feels, but I'll at least say as a player to you what it is. You think it's some form of wayfinder?
It's kind of shiny, and it feels like it wants to tell me where to go. Oh, it spins. Kenmi twirls in a circle as she lands in front of Astusa.
Oh, did you find a compass?
I think. What's a compass?
Typically
Astusa.
points magnetic north.
S2 for knows, by the way, with her extra planar knowledge. Compasses do not work on the plane of Earth.
Yeah, I had the feeling.
Compasses don't work on very many planes. Most planes they just don't work at all.
Imagine the worst plane would be plane of Earth. Oh, the compass is working. No, it's pointing to some fucking big chunk of metal.
Pretty much.
Which I don't know. Maybe not the worst thing. Can I see it, Academy?
She holds it out to you.
What does it look like? Is it just literally a compass?
No. It's a bit more ornate than that. I'll send it in the main chat now. This is what the object looks like.
Ooh!
Nice.
It even has feet.
It's got a little bit of a warmth in it too. Like it could go, like make big light. Oh, like the Ring of Hope.
Wonder who left it here.
Well, it was covered in stone, so probably someone dropped it.
It was like the sort of thing you'd maybe want to come back for. It looks kind of ornate. She pokes it.
It looks expensive.
Yeah. Mustafa's just gonna quickly cast Detect Magic.
It's definitely magical.
Probably should have done this when we came in here, actually.
Thanks for a check.
Wow. 38.
Well, as discussed before, this is definitely a Wayfinder. Its strongest aura is divination.
Of course.
None of this so far is particularly a surprise to you. But one moment, I'm going to give you the text, which I can't. It's not copying properly. No, it's not. Okay, but so this is known as the Beacon Wayfinder. This Wayfinder has a few interesting properties to it. So the Wayfinder's arrow always points to the largest source of magic near.
I suppose an immediate question is it pointing at us or is it pointing away from us?
Away from you.
I
No.
think we should follow it.
Moreover, though, this item has other things it can do. Of course, it pointing towards the largest source of magic is great and all. But it also the item can be used. The item can be used once per week to cast the spell Guiding Star, with a duration of 1.
Ooh, is it charged?
It is.
We should probably do that like right now.
That makes sense, yeah.
In
In addition, you can look through the lens on it, and once per day you may look. Yeah, once per day you can look through the lens of it, and be able to see more out of the world, as per the see invisibility spell. Cast level of this object is 7.
So, I'm just gonna go out there and say that this feels way too auspiciously placed for it to be something random.
You could have left it for us.
I'm wondering if perhaps we have Kain's blessing on this, Kaoris.
Perhaps, though this isn't a temple to.
No, but I imagine, putting random stuff in the plane of air is a lot easier than the material plane.
Oh, definitely.
Can we cast Detect Psychic Significance?
It is psychically significant.
I think it has a story to tell. I'll look at it later on, but we are on a bit of a timetable, as far as I'm aware. Yeah.
You said table.
I hate that so much.
Table. Whoop.
Who wants to use it some location feature then?
Get your scissor hand.
I mean, I wouldn't mind either, but honestly, Adeline would probably be the best with any kind of tracking device.
That's true.
Well, she seems a bit out of it at the moment.
So that planar energies, yo.
Yeah, she's a bit, awestruck, I guess.
Yeah.
Here, I'll take it for now, and when Adeline gets her head together, I can give it over to her.
Drug.
Sure. Just use the star thingy.
Academy will cast Guiding Star.
As for whoever's holding the Wayfinder, which can be currently, you obviously the kind of beacon of light shoot out of it,
Ooh,
and you kind of get this eternal sense of like, this is the direction to how to get back.
this is a nice compass. I like this compass.
If that's handed to someone else, then whoever now holds the Wayfinder will be affected by it instead.
Ooh, good to know.
Holder gets the benefits.
Now, about that big source of magic that this thing is pointing at.
Do you think it could potentially be the tower?
Yeah. I mean, I don't think it. I don't know of much about the far shore at all. I've only seen it from a distance. I don't really know what kind of magic.
Testing.
What?
Hmm?
Hi. Oh.
Rhea's voice echoing into your mind from some.
And we're probably like 30 feet from the portal.
It's not coming from the portal though. It's like inside your heads.
Hi, Rhea.
I thought I would keep in contact.
That's useful.
Good idea.
I found a compass.
Wayfinder.
Oh.
So you walk into a place within 15 feet, you find treasure.
Yeah.
Adventuring's easy, baby.
I wouldn't
If you
call it
say
easy.
so. Rhea sounds suspicious.
It honestly feels more like it was left here for us to find. At any rate, it appears to point towards the nearest or the largest source of magic relatively nearby, so we're thinking of following that.
Also, we're in a temple for a dead god. Well, not dead, probably just sealed away.
Not even a god.
Elemental Lord is what Shiva said, right?
An elemental lord is not a god.
Don't
They are just
mean
simply the greatest of elemental spirit.
they're very powerful. I mean,
Does it
it's
make much
really
of a difference to us?
not really. It's kind of my
It does
opinion.
to me.
Am I that person that goes, actually?
Sometimes.
It can crush you with your mind, then I don't really see much of a difference.
Oh wow, I spelled her name completely wrong.
You just search up the good elemental lord.
Searched up Elemental Lord of Air. Yeah, I wanted the correct spelling for her name.
Yeah, there are two elemental lords of air. The evil one and the good one. But there you go, they're in chat for you.
For Chaos and Law Lords getting shafted.
Yeah, in this case, it's the good one in the temple you're in. The good one has not been freed yet in this timeline, though, so, you know.
We must free them.
It's a big kitty.
The good elemental lord is a big kitty.
Oh,
It's lion, lightning lion.
Mhm.
Okay. You guys get used to, walking around. I'm gonna go look at the big source of magic. See if I can see it from far off.
I mean, I suppose now's as good as time as any to all poke our heads out the windows and go, wow, it's cloudy here.
Yeah.
Yeah, as everyone steps out then through the temple doors to the outside, and very quickly meet with what is an endless drop down. And high-speed winds blowing around that kind of almost pick Cadme off her feet.
Yeah.
Hold on to someone bigger than her.
Cammy, it doesn't take much sense motive to realize that Cadme is not used to open air flying and is slightly intimidated by this prospect.
The average wind speed here, by the way, is about 45 to 50 miles an hour. But looking around, it's not as sparsely populated as you were expecting. Still pretty sparse, but as you kind of look around for what you can, it does appear there are a number of small floating kind of islands all over the place. None of them are particularly large, but they exist. Though the nearest one to you seems to be quite a distance away. Like miles distance away. You can see stuff.
Does the compass point towards an island?
Well, it's weird. It seems to be its needle seems to be pointing at one thing and then suddenly switch to another, then bounce back, then switch to another.
Hmm.
I'll try to follow it and see what it's pointing at any given one time.
I don't think too much for you to make a really good kind of effect there. But I'm going to switch the map now.
Ooh. Okay, I see a lot of things. A lot of stone for being the plane of air.
Hmm.
More than you'd expect, actually. Quite a lot more than you'd expect.
Oh no. Do you think he ran it around?
Key?
The wizard.
Oh,
Like he drifted in here and, hit a big island. That probably wouldn't be very good for a tower.
I'm imagining he would have hopefully thought about not being hit by something larger than his own tower while here.
It's fair.
We never did see the outside of the tower on the plane of air, did we?
No, we did.
Did we?
Yeah, it was the same as his tower on the material plane.
I guess the question is, was it attached to anything when we looked through, or was it just a floating tower?
Pretty much just a floating tower at the time.
So we're not necessarily looking for something on one of the larger land masses. Unless what Academy is saying, he might have run aground, but I'd be kind of
I mean,
surprised.
It's the thing that the land masses here will just drift and move.
That's true.
Okay. If you want my opinion, I think we should start a bit smaller. There's a small landmass behind us over there. This way. I think we should check that place out and then we can go south.
Hmm. Yeah, going clockwise sounds reasonable.
I mean, I don't want us to be overwhelmed with, amount of area to search.
How long would it take us to reach that island?
Depends how fast are your horses.
100 feet per round. Or 100 feet movement speed, I should say, rather.
which is
Which is
200
200.
on a double move.
Yeah, but that double move may not be an option here all the time.
Yeah.
Fair.
Said though, you know, not as bad as you expect because there is some rather massive distance between some of these. Like each of these hexes is actually quite large. I'm going to actually just try scaling them here, but each hex is actually kind of big. That said, though, your movement speed is also kind of big.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, if it's about 100 feet per round that those things move, like a single move action, you're moving 18 miles an hour.
Holy shit.
Oh no! Oh wait, I'm reading that wrong. Not 8 miles an hour.
Yeah, because the move action is generally 2 seconds, right?
3 seconds roughly. But no, I
Okay.
did that wrong. But no, it's 80 miles a day would be the average for your horse. So 10 miles an hour.
It's pretty good.
Which it's not terrible.
Fear of the power of my ghost horse.
Okay. Also, there's this little landmass over there, which maybe we could stop by on the way and then loop around to the top here.
Honestly, that might be the better idea.
Scale's not quite right. Still, where is it? There we go. Decimal.
Okay.
Each hex about 2.5 miles.
So it'd take us just under 2 hours to get there.
And we zooming.
It's 10 miles an hour, so you got a decent bit of movement though. 4 hexes.
Let's go right that down before we forget.
Yeah, all of these land masses here are surprisingly close together. Almost as if they're all being pulled here.
Now,
Oh.
considering this temple, I'm not that surprised. This is probably a place for people from other planes to come and, what's the word I'm looking for? Pay tribute to the Elemental Lord.
And here's hoping it's, a relic of the elemental lord and not like something else doing this.
Maybe we'll find out.
Maybe. Yeah, I agree. A little pit stop to the island, then continuing on our way isn't the worst idea. We can touch down if the winds get very bad.
Oh, okay.
After all, it's not entirely out of the question that we get hit by severe weather. Oops.
Mm-hmm.
As a gale force wind blows past for a few seconds. Basically picking Cadme off the floor.
Ah!
Who wants to keep a hold of the Wayfinder for now? Because
I mean, I'm already holding it, so.
it's just because it does have the function to let you see things that aren't usually there, and you're kind of already good at that.
Oh.
Well, then I wouldn't mind. I have generally an easy time seeing things,
Okay, here you go.
spotting things.
Air's the element of trickery, after all.
Is it?
I mean, it can be. In some magic-based traditions, illusions are usually, linked to air.
Oh, didn't know that. Interesting.
And you can draw parallels between a lot of things, honestly.
Okay. So, if I just, step out here with the horse, I won't fall to my death?
Probably not. The horse should be able to run on the air.
Okay, I mean, he's gonna hop on a horse.
But I'd also be worried if you somehow fell to your death, seeing as how you can already fly.
Oh, it's, yes.
Just, avoid anything that looks terribly dangerous.
I mean, the endless expanse of open space is fairly dangerous.
Is it?
I mean, yeah.
I mean, on one hand, everything can see you. On the other hand, you can see everything else. As just if
Oh.
it gets on a horse.
To be fair, everything can already see me.
I suppose you're not wrong. Well, try not to be a beacon too much while we're here.
Okay. And off we go. I'm gonna move our tile. Is that okay?
We'll give you access. Oh, you do have access, that's fine.
Bloop.
Imagine if anyone would have access, it'd be sideline. Considering it's has been.
Briefly give you a scare as it steps to the platform by just dropping 20 feet before starting to walk.
Ugh.
Run through the sky.
I imagine it feels a bit weird, considering usually horses aren't exactly the smoothest of rides. But there's not really anything for them to, clump up against here.
It's kind of mushy.
Like you're still getting this kind of bumpy feeling, but it's smoother than you're used to on a horse. Yet there's like nothing around to fill the bumps with. Some of you may even get a little bit of vertigo from it, where like you feel movement but you can't see movement
Mm.
because the world around you doesn't. There's no world around you to move, especially at times when the clouds are thick enough that you can't see the island you just came from or where you're going.
Ugh.
Before we go, it's the request that someone sets up a message link so that we can all talk to each other.
I'm
I'll
right
think of
here,
it,
you know.
either.
Is that Rhea?
Yes.
Wait, can we talk to each other through this? Hello?
Just concentrate.
Testing?
Concentrate really hard on one of your friends.
The humming is not necessary.
Powering up, Cadme.
You're already very powerful.
However, basically, what she set up here is basically a group set of telepathic bonds, kind of. More communal telepathic bond. You can send it to you can send it to any of your allies.
Whack.
Or to Rhea. Though Rhea might be spying on all of them, potentially. Yeah, it depends how much you trust her. But she could be spying on any of them, or none of them.
Just don't think about weird things.
What classifies as weird?
I'll leave that to your judgment.
You gallop and gallop and gallop through the endless sea and sky. Mostly sky.
I spy with my little eye something that begins with I.
Island?
Yes.
Well, you do. It's not a particularly huge island, actually, here, as you kind of ride up to it. To be honest, it's maybe at most 150 feet across. A floating rock with a couple smaller floating rocks that are only maybe 20 feet across around it. There is an old tree sitting on it,
Oh
gnarled and leaning over the edge.
my gosh, I didn't think there'd be any plants here.
There's even grass on some of the rocks.
I'm gonna take my horse down. Air Horse 1.
You take your horse down. You land.
Ground. Ground's nice.
Yeah, there's some love. Yeah, there's like an old tree leaning over the edge. There's some grass. There's a nice patch of stone over there that's really grassy. Wait, no, that's not. What? It's Academy Stairs. It looks like grass, and that like there's a little patch in it down here where it looks like it's grass, but it's actually made of stone.
What?
Interesting.
It's got the texture of grass, except it's not soft anymore.
Ow, it's pointy.
Petrified grass. Interesting.
I'm gonna look at it real close.
In every way, it looks like grass, except it's made of stone.
Poke it.
Made of stone.
Huh?
Some of it chips as you push too hard.
Oh, sorry. Is the tree a tree?
You look at the
That
tree.
was going to be my question. Is the tree also stone?
The tree's made of wood, except there is a small patch that's actually made of stone.
Oh,
Guess I'm going to investigate the patch to see if there's an object lodged in it or something.
Appear to be.
place my hand on the tree. Is it alive?
Yeah, the tree's alive. Not that one patch that's stone. The rest of it's alive.
Hazel, sweetie, do you mind talking to this tree? Maybe it's seen the tower float past, and maybe you could tell us a little bit more about the stone thing. And Hazel's gonna cast Speak with Plants.
Ah, yes. Ah, of course, I see. Ah, yes.
Hello?
Shh! I'm thinking.
About?
Why am I alive?
God.
That's a good question.
Why are you alive?
Because I was thought into being by my mother,
Why that?
because she was lonely and wanted something to love.
But why
And I changed to the plants and trees and all things that are nature.
was she lonely? Why did she exist?
I don't
Why
know.
does this island exist?
I don't know. I don't mean to bother you. You can go back to think in a few seconds, but did you see a tower float past recently? Also, turning to stone, does that hurt?
My ability to see, as you put it, is quite limited here.
Well, okay. Well, did you, I don't know, tree sense? I don't know.
No
You're
one
kind
has
of
been on
weird.
this island, but I cannot see anything That's not on this island.
Did something bump into you?
But the stone, it hurt once. No more.
Oh. Hazel's going to cast Lesser Restoration on the tree. I'm assuming it doesn't do anything.
It does not.
Oh, well, I hope you do well then. Is there anything... I think you're a good watcher of this island. Maybe that's why you exist.
Can we diplomatize the tree?
Hazel is not the greatest at social. Though it is a tree, so she has a little bit of bonus against it.
The tree's charisma is not also particularly great.
Should be 0.
Can I roll gardening instead?
I
No.
don't think so.
This the tree having existential crisis. What? Guardian? A guardian? Me?
Yeah,
Hmm.
you're big. You
Hmm.
help break the wind. People can find shelter under your canopy.
It's been a long time since any creature did that. The last one did not end up well.
Hazel looks around.
Such creature was what... It suffered the same fate as my brother.
Oh, sad.
The beast turned it entirely to stone. I don't know what happened then. I felt it move. Maybe the wind blew it off the island.
Oh.
But it's gone now.
I'm hoping that you not gonna... Maybe you could be a good guardian. Tell me about the stone thing. Thing that turned things to stone.
A massive beast with wings. It sounded like snakes, but many snakes, and it was large. Bigger than those four-legged things over there.
Oh, what are those, Astutha?
Hazel, how do you not know what a horse is?
It's not a horse.
It's a horse.
It's apparently a horse. I don't believe her though. It's not really look like a horse.
It did not feel natural, this creature.
Hopefully we don't run into it.
I would not recommend it.
Well, you gave us a good bit of knowledge. You are a good guardian, and hopefully we know better not to run into big snake things or many snakes. Thank you. You can go back to your thinking.
I have no more reason to think.
Oh,
I know my purpose now.
huh, that's good.
Thank you.
Hazel will give the tree a pat.
You have answered the tree's existential question.
Yay!
Yeah, apparently four-legged, snaky, petrifying thing.
It's a basilisk
It's
with wings.
It's a hydra basilisk with wings.
And we did meet a dragon like that once.
Did we?
Well,
Whatever
not
it
directly
is.
like a basilisk. Yeah.
Like, whatever it is, it doesn't sound good.
No. I think we should move on though. There's something else made of stone over there.
There's not particularly any reason to stay here now that you've made a friend.
I have one more question about the tree.
Yes.
I'm gonna roll nature to see if I can identify whether it's a material plane tree that's somehow seeded here, or if it's just completely native to this place and therefore not part of the material plane at all.
It resembles many species you know of in the material plane, but you're not sure, to be honest. It could be from the material plane, you just don't know the exact species. But whatever it is, it's not one you've seen before. Its wood twists and bends so much. It's very strange.
Hazel,
Yeah.
could you do me a favor and get me a twig of that tree with a couple of leaves? I would do it, but if I did it, it would be painful to the tree, and I know you don't want that.
Hi, Mr. Tree again. Hi. Hello. Sorry. Do you mind if we take a bit of do we mind if we take a sapling?
You seek my shelter? Please take it.
Oh, thank you. Hazel will sort of partially melt in the tree and then come back out of the tree near the top of the branches and find a new twig. And with a little bit of a flash of glowing light, she'll sort of pluck off one of the saplings and then heal it up and regrow part of it so it doesn't harm it. Oh, gee, yeah, obviously.
I mean, what you've got there is good enough that you could probably grow an entire new tree.
I just wanted a twig to press in a book.
Well,
He's just like, not good enough.
why would you press it in a book when you could grow one for your home?
Well, if I have a living twig, I suppose I could give it to my sensei in the dojo as a gift. Or perhaps to one of the royals. Well,
Hazel hands it over.
just put it away, I guess.
Onward!
Nay.
So that would be about 2 hours, right?
Yeah, nearly.
Mhm.
Technically, we followed that maybe more, but you know.
We're as the crows flies. We're at the plane of air.
2 hours pass and we all die of boredom because there's not really much to look at here.
Very boring trip. Except for the occasional gale force winds trying to blow you into a balloon.
No.
Speaking of which, how many phantom steeds do we have?
I summoned 2, Rhea summoned 1, so 3.
I will need 3 ride checks.
Who's good at ride?
I am.
So we have Cadme. You were trained at least, right?
Trained.
Reese is okay-ish. Well, he's trained at least. So, you know.
I'm just gonna quietly remove myself from the table.
So, the people who at least have 1 skill point, please roll.
Ooh.
I mean, it's a 15 at least. Hey, look at Reese go.
No one is too blown off path by the high-speed winds. That said, it does get a little bit bumpy for the Elm Dance family, who at one point seem to be flying upside down.
This is normal.
I mean, gravity is subjective here.
They never intended to change their gravity, though. It just kind of happened.
They're Fae. C'est la vie.
Right. But yes, you fly over to a small structure over there. Okay. Your group goes and lands there at the structure. As you come into view, though, what is it? You kind of curiously kind of tilt your heads a bit. As you can't really make it out originally, but as you get closer and closer, okay, that's a bit different. As this appears to be it's a building that's half made of wood, and then seemingly nothing, and then 20 feet up, the next floor with just air between the 2 floors, and then 20 feet up, another floor.
Hmm.
Are the floors like floating?
But with like solid cloud walls around them. It's like 3 segments of a tower joined in the middle by cloud.
Oh, that looks interesting. Maybe they've seen towers. Do all people who own towers know other people who know towers?
I mean, has that ever been true for anything in your life? Do you know every Fae?
No. You know a lot of witches.
Not really. I know my coven, I know my sister. Actually, I guess I know more than I think I know.
All witches.
Anyways, I'm gonna go knock. Or is that a bad idea?
Is there a door?
No, there's an archway.
I guess go up to the archway and knock on the frame.
You don't get a response.
Hello?
But peeking inside, is this like... Wait, is this bottom floor like a library? There's like loads of bookshelves around the outside. And then in the middle there is just this kind of like, almost like solid blue, almost like icy like platform in the middle.
I don't know what this is.
What kind of check would it be to figure it out?
Arcana?
Is that a pain of force?
That's what I was thinking.
It does appear to be a plane of force. It's just sitting as a platform in the middle. It's true for things. It can be commanded to go up through the
Interesting.
Elevator. Strange.
Especially on a plane where presumably everyone flies.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose if it's within the budget, why not? Got a show off, I suppose.
But suddenly it just starts moving by itself upwards.
Do we go in? I feel
Hello?
like if we go in, something bad's going to happen.
I don't want to go in without intruding. There are a lot of books here. And people tend to like their books.
In fairness, we don't have a door. I don't think we get to have any, say when if anything enters.
Well, maybe the doorway just kills anything who passes through it.
I mean, good point, but we can check for that. That's just if we cast detect magic.
You know, there
Yeah.
is a simpler method. We could just shout and see if anyone's home.
I was.
I didn't hear that sideline.
Hello? I was yelling hello. That was me.
Hello.
For the sake of it, I appreciate you not actually yelling.
Yeah,
I'm just saying hello.
I know. Not yelling.
Suddenly,
at-
suddenly the plane of force lowers back down, but now someone's standing on top of it.
Oh, someone does live here.
Who
Oh.
does?
This
Hi.
really, really old-looking woman with a pair of like slightly decayed wings. Not sure what she is, but
Could I roll
I'm about to say,
planes?
can we a little more about her?
I mean, you can try to roll planes.